Netflix receives major backlash for their new Netflix original film, Cuties, which shows young girls twerking in provocative clothes. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, I'm bringing you an update on the Cuties story. So, oh man, I'm going to tell you how the internet reacted to Netflix's Cuties, which people on the internet have been roasting and calling for the removal of. Now, here you can see on the Daily Mail, Netflix is slammed for exploiting children in a disgusting trailer for the new movie Cuties, which shows young girls twerking in crop tops and hot pants. Now, I made a video about this, and here you can see the American cover. Now, originally, I thought this movie was eroticized by the French because the French, the French are erotic. That's what they do. Everything they make is eroticism. That's part of French culture. But I actually had no idea that the American cover was actually the eroticized cover. Here you can see on Twitter, people have been posting about Cuties. Here you can see a user named Migs. Okay, so the Netflix Cuties movie. I did some research, and the director is French, Senegalese black woman who pulls from her own experiences as an immigrant and comments on the hypersexualization of pre-adolescent girls. But look at the original poster versus the Netflix one. So this is the French version. And if it is true that this movie is actually about hypersexualization of young girls, then it's actually a tale that says that it's bad? I'm not exactly sure. Look, I don't know exactly what the director is going for, but at the very least, the cover is moderate. But look at the American version. Ah, yes. So we cannot blame the French for this cover. This is all on Netflix America, which just makes this story even more disturbing and disgusting. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to do a full dive into this story. A lot is going on. A lot of people are saying things and doing digging and finding out more about how all this came to pass. But before we do, if you like this channel, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a share. Now, Netflix has recently come out with an apology, and I feel like they've missed the point completely. Here you can see the official Netflix account. We're deeply sorry for the inappropriate artwork that was used for Mignonnes/Cuties. It was not okay, nor was it representative of this French film, which won an award at Sundance. We've now updated the pictures and description. It's like you missed the point entirely. So this isn't Netflix admitting they were wrong. This is them covering up their degeneracy. If you look over here, you see the official Netflix profile bio, and it says, Black Lives Matter. Oh, you mean BLM, the organization that's been out rioting, looting, and burning down buildings and attacking people in the street? That BLM? And then you begin to see what kind of company Netflix really is. Now, I've been a longtime critic of Netflix because a lot of the content they produce, not only is it badly written, not only are their shows really long and drawn out and kind of terrible, there are some good ones, I will admit, a few. But the reality is, every time there's a Netflix original, what can you expect? Cringy dialogue, left-wing politics, feminism, the patriarchy, LGBT characters up the wazoo. Even though they're like 5% of the human population, let's just put them in all the TV shows. Makes sense. And then they push it down your throat because the reality is Netflix is woke. Netflix is woke. Netflix is full of these left-wing activists and people who want to push their beliefs down everyone's throats. That's pretty much it. Now, there's people here asking, well, can't you just take down the film? Ali B-Day Soon says, well, you could, IDK. Take off the film altogether and not show it? I kind of agree with this. I do believe that art should not be censored, and you can argue whether this movie is art or just trash, but I think it really depends, too, on the intentions of the movie director, the creator. It's possible that the creator, being a black migrant woman, was simply writing about her own experiences. But that's not the way that the American trailer and artwork and description presented it. In fact, the way they presented it was, well, predatory. So here on change.org, we have a petition to remove Cuties from Netflix. Now there's a couple of these. However, I picked this one as it kind of shows the former description of the Cuties film, and I believe this is evidence as to why it is a huge problem. Now, the petition currently has 75,000 signatures. Here you can see the original description for Cuties, and some of it is cut off, but it's only like one word. It's traditions. So I'm going to read this. Cuties, Amy, 11, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. Hoping to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's traditions. Now, that's wonderful, isn't it? Twerking 11-year-olds. Disgusting. You know, it goes beyond just being, creepy and weird. It's the fact that they're trying to normalize this. They're trying to normalize this behavior, and they're glorifying it. What kind of message does this movie send to young girls? You've been seeing this all the time. These young girls imitating what they see in music videos, and these rap videos, twerking and bouncing around. It angers me deeply. It enrages me. As you see this culture of young women being taught that being a is good.
If she breathes, he's a god!
And then you have feminists who say, you go girl, female empowerment and liberation. More like degeneration. And you even have one user here named Buddy Boy saying, if you release that movie, I'm canceling my subscription. Ooh, what are they gonna do? What is Netflix gonna do? People are demanding. Wow. And if you really want to see that Netflix itself is full of these really sick left-wing activists and like sickos, legitimately full of sickos, you have the Netflix customer service page where they kind of answer questions. And, it's a typical fare. They say, we know that our stories may not appeal to all viewers. We invest in a diverse range of content. We also provide ratings, parental controls, blah, blah, blah. Now, someone asks them, do you support pedophilia? They go on to say, a simple yes or no will suffice. And what do you think Netflix answers? Well, what is their answer to this? Netflix says, we cannot really comment on that. But while we believe in creative freedom at Netflix, we respect all religions and their cultures, traditions, and values. What exactly are you saying here? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to take that. Now, this is a terrible answer. Not only because they refuse to answer the question, simple yes or no, say no, but they can't. And it makes me wonder who exactly is working at Netflix. And then they go on to say that we respect all religions. What exactly does that mean? Some religions, for example, in many Middle Eastern countries, you have a big problem with children being exploited. Kind of like how this movie and how Netflix seems to be exploiting them too. And it's a huge problem. Many news outlets and journalists have talked about this, about the problem with children being targeted, even being wed, marriage in these Middle Eastern countries. So do you respect their religion? Do you respect their tradition? Because to them, it's a religion, it's tradition, it's just what they do. Here's a real question. Does Netflix care about the exploitation of children? Based on this, they do not. Wow, okay, so this guy presses Netflix even harder. He says, I just want to know the answer to one question. Does Netflix support pedophilia? Netflix says, sorry, but as much as I want to answer that, there is no answer to it. So, I'm going to take that as a yes, because if Netflix didn't support it, they would say no. Who are you afraid of offending? Incredible. So, it's important to note that these representatives are people who work for Netflix, but what that makes me think is that they know that Netflix is full of dirty degenerates. Maybe they know that their bosses are actually very sick people, and they're not allowed to say anything or they'll lose their job. It's amazing. Richie T replies, so at Netflix is saying that pedophilia is a religion or tradition? I mean, basically. Callum replies, quote, we respect all cultures, values, and traditions. Is pedophilia a culture/value now? Netflix just keeps digging its grave deeper and deeper. They're not going to learn their lessons, folks. Now, the Twitter account of the director has been deleted off Twitter. And I gotta be honest, I don't understand this. If you believe that what you made was art, or maybe that you had a better explanation, like let's say this movie is actually about the dangers of over-sexualization of the youth, I could completely understand and respect that. But you've deleted your Twitter account, and you're not even willing to have a dialogue, to explain yourself, explain the movie, and maybe condemn Netflix for the way they handled the artwork and the description. But you know what? I guess not. It just makes me think that you feel like there is something wrong with this. But you know what, my friends? That's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you like this video and want to support the channel, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribe Store. You can also visit my merch store. A link is down below in the description. And if you want to donate, there's donor box and crypto. Do you like card games? The Virtue Signal card game is here. Virtue Signal is a game about social justice and is a parody of social justice activism. In Virtue Signal, you play as one of 12 different social justice warriors. The goal of the game is simple: be the first player to get 15 NPC followers to your cause. But it won't be easy. Along the way, you'll have to use special cards with effects that tip the scales, change the battle, and show the backstabbing of woke politics. There's also the expansion pack that's currently available, but you can get it all for only $34.98. Link is down below in the description. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.